What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we have the broader markets up about 0.5%, with the rest of our stocks down at least -1. So the obvious question of this day is, what in the world is Jason doing here with the flu? And is one stock in particular about to take off? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm boiling, but I got the shivers. I want to say thank you for those of you who are wishing me well. I have that's Moroccan mint. It's an organic green tea and mint. Amazing. Stash. Love their line. It's great for weight loss and your immune system. I've done everything. Zinc, massive vitamin D, apple cider vinegar, garlic, cinnamon, lots of water, some tea, a little bit of coffee this morning. But I just want to say thank you and God bless you all. I would not be here unless it was very, very important. But I would like to pay homage to my late father, who taught me never lay down on the field. And I made it. Was a pitcher in baseball, a forward in basketball, and a quarterback and free safety through college. Never once laid on the field. I had my ribs broken, separated my knee, broke my shoulder, had my nuts up into my scrotum multiple times, and pulled them out right on the field. Yeah, I hear you. But I never once laid down. It fucking drives me nuts when you see these NFL players in particular. They're laying on the mat like they're in big fucking trouble, and then they run off the field. They don't make men like they used to, right? The Charles Bronsons, my father, my late grandfather, World War II. You don't fucking lay down on the field, and you're not afraid to let people see you cry. Bear with me, this is a bit hard to breathe. As I've been saying inside of the Discord for the last several days, we've reached what's called an air pocket for small caps, right? Your inexperienced investor will say, oh, the Dow's up 150 points. How come most of the small caps under $1 are getting clocked? This happens every year, usually twice, spring and fall. Normally, it's a little early this year. What happens is they bring these stocks down in unison. Take a look at what we sold for huge profits. One example I shared, NVVE. We got out between 4 and in some cases 5. It's $1. That fun stock I said get rid of at 40 yesterday. Last I looked, it was down 20% and going lower. This happens. Look at the volume. It's 1/10. Not even that for 1 or 2 of our 7 core holdings. So the machines, which is 80 to 90% of the volume, last trade on the stock I'm going to talk about, 11.25. They lean on it, they lean on it, they lean on it. In many cases, they're building a short position because they know exactly where they want to accumulate on the long side. And usually with penny stocks, it's slightly above a dime because then you've got a third NASDAQ violation. Under $1, under market cap minimum requirements, and then, of course, under a dime. So if they're long the stock or they want to get long, they don't want to see it down any further. So these stocks that I was telling you to buy at 11, 12, 12.5, 13 cents, oh my God, if you're new, get your fucking ass in that buy zone. Watch the video on the left side, the welcome and the helpful hint. Don't be like some of these pansy-ass motherfuckers that are selling into weak volume or leaving the Discord for a variety of reasons. I empathize with those who are struggling in life. You have my utmost respect, and I completely understand. But I would say 80% of those that are throwing in the towel are weak. They're the lay down on the field types. I need a fucking cat to pet. I need a timeout. Same clowns you'll see at a fucking donut drag show on the weekends around 10 o'clock in Manhattan. So if you've ever wondered why we keep adding small, here it is. I can't call the bottom. The bot's the best AI in the world, can't call the exact bottom. That's why you open with a half a position. You don't put more than 10% of thereabouts into one idea. And then you add small, 1%, another percent, maybe a half a percent, 4, 5, 6 times, in some cases more, until you get a full position. Now, in terms of the stock I'm going to talk about today, it's my largest position. And I've got my average down to 134, I think. Last trade, 113. Do not chase it over the limit price. You had all morning long and last night to get some. Everybody should be loaded for what's about to take place. A couple nights ago, they made a filing. And the stock sat there for about a half an hour at 11 and change. And then all of a sudden, it started dropping. And I put staggered limit orders from 0969, all the way down to 0869, excuse me. And I only got like 12,000 shares because I was obviously competing. Only $26,000 worth were bought between 11 cents and that flash crash low of 0899 before it rebounded. And here we are with the rest of the market fading, in some cases at new lows, and we're holding on a closing basis above its low of 10,102. I wonder why that is. Well, let's put on our thinking caps. And this is based on public information that I put 2 and 2 together on my own. What they filed 2 nights ago is old news. That's what's called an ELOC, an equipment line of credit. So this particular company, tractors, trucks, dredgers, etc., back in July signed a deal, and I'm not going to announce the dollar amount or the share amount. You should have seen it when I put it in the Discord. And to this day, 7 months later, and I've confirmed this, they haven't even pulled 5% of the ELOC. And in simple terms, if someone's going to loan you $50 million and they convert that dollar amount into a share count, as the CEO of that company or the CFO in some cases, you have a right to draw on that line of credit and it'll be converted into shares of stock. In the last 7 months, they have pulled about 4% of it. You think if this company was like those 2 M stocks, one of which is probably going to go chapter 11 before the end of this year, and the other one not too soon to follow? They were in immediate fucking hurry to issue billions of shares. This company hasn't even issued the equivalent of about $1 million to $1.3 million over the last 7 months in terms of dollar value. And there's no current reason or catalyst that they have to issue or convert any of that ELOC. Watch this video 5 fucking times. So the clowns that you hear on Reddit and in particular on StockTwit, some of which are paid by hedge funds to bash stocks, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. They don't have a pot to piss in or a fucking window to throw it out in most cases. Oh, they just issued 200 million shares. Wrong. They were required by the SEC and the NASDAQ bylaws to refile the same fucking contract from last July, which again, they haven't even tapped 95% plus of that dollar amount. And at the same time, what's happened over the last couple of months? Well, we've gone from 0 revenue last year to tens of millions of dollars in revenue as we speak that will continue out throughout this year into next. The publicly announced contracts are 7, in many cases, 10-year lockups. About a month and a half ago, they announced with one of their clients a financing deal that's non-dilutive, meaning they can go into new cities, I don't know, like in Arizona or Washington State or Colorado or anywhere in that vicinity, without have to pulling money or shares down on the ELOC or diluting the stock. That's public information. Other question I keep getting, why do they keep saying, why won't they tell us, excuse me, Why won't they tell us the name of the customer? Well, let me speak from experience. I used to be in the sales outsourcing business for 11 years. And if I mentioned as one example LG and Samsung in the same breath, I'd be hanging by a rope up in about 30 minutes. I would have been thrown out the fucking door, fired instantly. They hate each other. HP, IBM, hate. And the second major reason why you're not going to hear in many cases, although we were able to deduce the Arizona contract, which we believe ties back to a $75 New York Stock Exchange listed company who's got dozens of openings in the same fucking city where that contract was signed. But if you're a Google or you're a Tilson or any of the other that are in that particular industry, do you really want your shareholders, the public, knowing that you just signed a 10-year deal with an 11-cent stock? Probably not. There's certain rules that they have to follow. In most cases, they will never motherfucking talk to a stock trading at 11 cents. So it's the competitive reason they don't want to be associated with a competitor that they may be going after. And some of these companies don't want to be named publicly because it is a 10, 11, 12 cent stock, but not for long. In closing, let's pretend that we're running this company. Last trade 11-11. Make a wish. Would you come out with the filing first or after multiple announcements that could send the stock skyward? Right? Let's say they come out with a contract, or they bring in some major hire that's got a ton of business, or they get another 7 to 10 year deal, all of which they've announced publicly. Stock takes off, goes to a quarter. Then they come over the top with this old news filing, boom, back down, right? Think about it. You want to get what's got to be out there required by the NASDAQ and the SEC first. There was a knee-jerk reaction. We didn't get $30,000 worth of stock. We were buying it yesterday and the day before between 10.5 and 11, and you could have had it as low as 1079 this morning that I saw last trade 1130. But you do not be chasing it. Everybody watching me in the Discord should be loaded right now, whether you're brand new or you've been in the stock, for months like me. So in a perfect world, we have the old news out there. They have not drawn down on 95% of that ELOC because it's expensive money. They now have, as of about a month and a half ago, an alliance. First name of that company, and it's a public announcement, Blue. They may not have to issue any stock for quite some time. They may ultimately find another company they want to acquire. They may grant some options to members of their new and growing executive team. But just imagine if they come out with more contracts. They come out with massive revenue versus nothing last year. You've got April in terms of their new smart technology that was delayed 9 months coming online, or at least due to. And they're somehow able to put together, look, based on the contracts we have in-house already, which again are 7 to 10 years long, and the new ones that we have in our pipeline, we're estimating, and this is my number, not theirs, $30 million. And we think we can get 20% margins on that. Well, fully diluted, we estimate there's between 25 and 30 million shares out right now. So you're talking about a $3.5 million market cap on a company that could do 10x that in revenue and make 20% of that, or $6 million thereabouts, to the bottom line this year. You think it's going to fucking sit there at 11 cents? And if you're going to play this game and it shoots up to 17, 18, and you're going to play the scalp game, you better not announce it publicly. Now, if you're getting in for the first time at 10.5, you're welcome. And you want to blow some of it out at that price, I can't argue with you. But this guy right here, the one who's got more than a 90% win rate in the last 16 months, the one that come hell or motherfucking high water will stand and even cry in front of the camera to tell you what needs to be done, ain't going anywhere until it's a hell of a lot higher than where it is now. So until next time, always remember that I love you guys and gals, and thank you so very much for watching.